Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Welcome back to another installment of Bodybuilding Daily, where we talk about all things hot topic and trending in the world of bodybuilding. Let's bump the microphone up just a little bit, as you guys complain about the volume sometimes. But welcome back. I hope you enjoy this style of content. If you do, consider subscribing. It does help the channel grow, and share the video with a like-minded individual if you do enjoy it. Now, let's go ahead and start off with the first topic on the agenda for today. In a recent collaboration, in a recent Muscle Beach, California pose down type thing, it was a sci-tech event, including Mr. Olympia, Brandon Curry, and Mr. Olympia contender, Michal Krizo. And ladies and gentlemen, I can honestly say I was quite impressed with this photo. Now, first off, Krizo is definitely going to be a little bit taller than him, so it's going to give him a little bit of an angle. Also, he is out-angling him. He's more vascular, as he is more recent from doing a competition, so he's going to look a little bit better. But Brandon Curry has been sharing some photos over on Instagram with his coach that would have given us the idea that he was in much better shape than what we're seeing here. Now, before any of you say, oh, well, those photos are old or whatever, he shaved. Maybe he did shave. I don't know. I'm not particularly interested in the propaganda that the Curry team does every single year. Old photos, new photos, whatever, blah blah blah. Angles in the door frames and the blah. I'm very bored of it. But I will say that Brandon Curry should have looked a lot better since they were doing a workout together. He does not look very pumped up. He doesn't look very vascular. We are creeping in on the Olympia, so he does have some time. I would much rather like to see him more conditioned at this point. Again, we do have a lot of time. It's over 10 weeks out, so we shouldn't be too concerned with how he looks right now. But if Michal Krizo, who's not even a first call-out guy at the Olympia, is looking monstrous next to Brandon Curry, you gotta wonder what the cards are going to be holding for him at this year's Olympia. My prediction is Brandon Curry is going to continue to, despite I would say everyone in the world telling him not to, hopefully his team is hearing it. Despite all this, he's going to continue to play the size game. He's going to come into the Mr. Olympia this year playing the size game, being big, being full, and lacking conditioning in the attempt to make up for the lagging legs that he has. They are not top 6 Olympia level legs, and that is what's holding him back, in my opinion, from winning another Sandow title. He could do it if he improved his legs, but he's not a spring chicken. He's in his early 40s, right? 41, 42, and actually I think it's closer to 43. Or maybe that's Brandon Curry or Big Ramy. Maybe I'm mixing up the ages, but he is not a spring chicken. He's in his 40s. He's not going to be improving too much. So to think that they have not made the correction, not made the improvement in the legs ever since the Olympia title, makes me think that he's going to continue to slip in placings. That's my thoughts. That's my prediction. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Next, we have some good topics. Let's see here. Terrance Ruffin sharing some physique updates, as he is definitely on the hunt for an Olympia qualification. If you don't remember, he did have a slipping of placings because of conditioning and health concerns at the Olympia. He did not show up as stereotypical, shredded, amazing Terrance Ruffin that we're used to. He did bring the same level of expertise when it comes to posing, but the conditioning was not there. So because of that, he does have to qualify or requalify for this year's Olympia. He did not get that top 3 instant qualification. If you forgot, the open bodybuilding is the only division that has all 6 in the first call-out pre-qualified for the Olympia. Every other division, it is the top 3. So that is also something to keep in mind when we look at these finishing these qualifications, these results from the Olympia. Now, with Terrance getting ready for I believe it was the Legion Sports Festival in Reno. I will be attending that one. That one's around I thought I heard 5 or 6 weeks out. So we're creeping in on that show. I will be there. I'm looking forward to it. I know that Center Podium, they have some weird press pass rules, so I might not be posting content that I'm recording at the show while I'm there. That is a stipulation. So the coverage might be a little lagged, but I will be doing the stereotypical pre-judging finals breakdowns for you. With the generic photos and footage that I can find online. But with Terrance Ruffin getting ready for this show, I think we're going to see that legacy version of Terrance Ruffin that we're used to when he comes on stage absolutely shredded, owns the stage with his stage presence, with his posing prowess. That is the type of person that we know that Terrance Ruffin is. I mean, I was following him when he was still in the Air Force. So I'm a huge fan of him. I want him to succeed. I want him to do well. I think he's going to crush the Legion Sports Festival, get that Olympia qualification, and put himself back into the top 6, maybe even the top 4 at this year's Classic Physique Mr. Olympia. But of course, please let me know your thoughts on Terrance Ruffin in the comment sections below. Comment sections. It is a comment section, but I meant to say comment sections below. Next up, we have a little bit of a wild card update. We have Brett Wilkins sharing some physique updates, and he is on prep for the Olympia. He's already qualified. I do believe he was the first Olympia qualification in, was it Romania? He won that in the men's open, and he was the first person to qualify outside the top 6 for the Mr. Olympia competition. So this guy has had, I think he's one of few people, because we had a lot of the top guys do the Arnold Classic. So he's one of the few guys that has had a complete off season, a full prep coming into this Olympia. Being his Olympia debut, I do think that he is going to be a wild card coming into this show. We have not seen him stand side by side next to a lot of the top bodybuilders that we know, especially when you think about guys within the continental US and North America. Historically, those are the guys that are really crushing these placings. So I want to see what he's going to look like next to someone like a Nick Walker, like a Derek Lunsford. I think Samson Dowda is going to be a huge piece in the first call out here at the Olympia. I think Brandon Curry is going to slip out. Who knows if Big Rami's going to do it? We haven't seen physique updates from him in months. That does worry me. When you think about bodybuilding news, bodybuilding reporting, when I don't see somebody posting something, that usually says they're hiding something. If someone's not posting a front double or a back double, that means something's lagging, something's off, something is not going right that they don't want to show. I mean, you got to think of all the physique updates we saw from Patrick Moore coming into his recent shows. Nothing crazy, didn't show the legs, wasn't very impressed compared to what we've seen before from him. I mean, he's still an Olympia contender. He's a multiple-time pro show winner. He won the California Pro a couple years ago. So he is an impressive pro, but when people start hiding things, when people are not showing physique updates, it does worry me. Getting back to the topic at hand, I know you love the tangents. Brett Wilkins, my wild card pick for maybe a top 10 finish here. I want to see him do some, maybe we'll get lucky at the press conference and he'll take his shirt off, kind of like Krizo did last year. I'm sure that would be a good comparison, Krizo versus Brett Wilkins. Let me know in the comment sections below if you want to see that comparison video. And last but certainly not least, I did want to talk about Regan Grimes. I did do a video just a little bit ago talking about him doing a guest posing with Jay Cutler in Anaheim for a pro show. It was a Pro-Am. I'm not sure which one it was, like the Patriot Cup or the Pacific Southwest. Anyways, they have a lot of shows down there in Anaheim. Regan Grimes sharing a couple different physique updates from him and his camp. And when it comes to Regan Grimes, you know, he was a men's physique guy, and then a classic guy, and then now he's an open bodybuilding guy, or maybe he was just classic. He has all the muscle in the world at this point, in my opinion. The issue that I have, or what I would like to see, it's not an issue, but what I would like to see from him is I'd like to see him compete in a really dense lineup of top guys. Yes, I want him to qualify for the Olympia. Yes, I want to see him continually make improvements in his placings at the Mr. Olympia this year. But I want to see him I want to see him sweat for it. When he only does European shows and North Africa shows, it makes me think that he's trying to stay away from some of these big dogs that would probably take the qualification away from him. And yes, it is a strategic move. It's a smart move, but it's not the exciting move. It's not the sexy move. And when you think about bodybuilding, it's sexy. We want sexy moves. We want exciting shows. We want full lineups. We want 3-4 call outs worth of guys. And then you got somebody in like 5th to 7th, and maybe they're pushing to try to get into that first call out. That's the stuff I like to see. And honestly, these European shows this year haven't been that exciting. I've only purchased 1 or 2 of the live streams. So I want to see Regan Grimes, another tangent, I know. I want to see Regan Grimes do more exciting shows, more competitive shows. And who knows, maybe he puts my foot in my mouth or he puts his foot in my mouth. I don't know if that's something he's into. But maybe he does maybe he does like a Nathan Diasha or an Angel Calderon and just runs the gauntlet and just wins like 3 or 4 shows in a row. That would be good enough for me. If he did that, stole all those Olympia qualifications from the other guys, that I think would be an impressive statement. I think that is exactly what Regan Grimes should do or could do to add a little bit more excitement to his physique. When we talk about the physique, in conclusion, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please subscribe. Please continue the conversation in the comment sections below. It does help the channel grow. What I want to see from Regan, on top of everything I've already said, everything I've already mentioned in this video and previous videos before, make sure you check those out as well. I'm sure there's lots of good tangents in there as well. What I want to see from Regan Grimes is conditioning. When we first started talking about him a couple minutes ago, I already said he has all the muscle in the world. He doesn't need to add more muscle to make that physique really pop, to make that physique just look like something that belongs in the top 16, that belongs in the top 10. What he needs is to perfect the muscle and bring the conditioning and make the striations really pop out of the skin, look full but crisp, but conditioned, but dry, but hard, and all those words that half of us don't even really know what it means. But those are my thoughts on Regan Grimes. Also, looking forward to getting to the Olympia. If you are staying at the Olympia, if you're visiting and you want to hit me up, if you guys have some Airbnb options, let me know. I'm shopping right now. If I have to stay in my car, I might do that, but I'd rather not. I want to save a little bit of money. So please hit me up if you guys are doing Airbnbs or anything like that at the Olympia competition, and I can get a couch and a table from you. But as always, thank you for watching. I'm your host, Josh Sanch. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a like-minded individual, and I'll see you in the next video.